Remember that America is sitting on $39 trillion in debt.
A contagion that's about to hit the crypto markets.
Now purchased over 34,000 Bitcoin in one transaction.
Michael Saylor just bought a ton of Bitcoin, more than the biggest company on Wall Street owns. And everyone's arguing about whether Bitcoin is dead.
This may be one of the largest acquisitions of Bitcoin in one fell swoop that I have ever witnessed. Strategy has now purchased over 34,000 Bitcoin in one transaction.
Saylor isn't the only one buying. The big banks are buying too. Tons of Bitcoin every single week. And someone has to be selling to them. So who is it? The people who bought Bitcoin first. They're finally cashing out. Bitcoin was built to escape the banks, and the people who understood that first are the ones selling it right back. Not because they changed their minds, because they're finally rich. If you want the real story, every morning, no hype, hit subscribe.
BlackRock's iBit led with over $280 million, Fidelity added over $160 million, and ARK came in strong with over $100 million as well. This is a broad, coordinated institutional demand shift, not just retail speculation. And just as important here, we're not seeing the kind of outflows from Grayscale that used to suppress price earlier in the cycle as well, which means that capital is actually sticking in this market.
Here's the crazy part. Saylor bought cheap. The banks bought higher, which means right now, the banks are actually losing money on their Bitcoin, but they're still buying more because they're not flipping it for a quick buck. They want to hold it forever, and they think Bitcoin is cheap, even down here. So every time regular people get scared and sell, the banks are right there buying. The smartest money on earth is looking at this price and saying, this is a deal.
It's starting out green, at least for Bitcoin. US markets are red right now. We'll see if that changes. But it does seem like the bears are exhausted. There's fatigue with sellers, and the bulls are taking over.
And one more thing. On Wednesday, the peace deal with Iran might fall apart, and Saylor's still loading up. When was the last time anyone bought this much right before a war? That's not a trade, that's belief.
What it does suggest is that we have a potential move back towards that $100,000 area, which is very much in play if this trend continues.
Here's the bottom line. One guy now owns more Bitcoin than the biggest bank on Wall Street. The early believers are cashing out, the banks are buying everything they can, and regular people are scared. Every year, a few more OGs sell, and a few more banks get bigger. One day we're gonna look up and realize the banks own almost all the Bitcoin. Not because Bitcoin broke, because it worked. The banks couldn't beat it, so now they're buying it. Subscribe if you want this every morning. I'll see you tomorrow.